Hello and welcome to this video. Very happy that you're tuning in and watching this content. So today I'm talking about one good recipe for good mental health, and that is the integration of being grounded and being floaty up in the sky. So basically earth and sky, or you could also say masculine energies and feminine energies. So one recipe to get to know yourself is to really know, like, what do you have more of? Are you a more grounded person, like eating really well, really disciplined, or not moving a lot, maybe being very structured? Or you're a more floaty person, very open for ideas, very creative, and just living in the sky basically all day around. So what are you most? Where do you move? I mean, what reality do you move most in? It's first of all good to get to know who you are, and what maybe you need to integrate more, because that is the recipe for a more balanced life, obviously, to be more integrated in your masculine and your feminine traits, or in your grounded and in your high traits, in your floaty traits. That's where when you find the balance, that's where you can have more alignment in life. And that's very logical. You want flow, you want openness, you want creation, but you also want it to be contained in a container of structure, of discipline, of routine. But if it gets too much, then it gets constrained. And if it gets too little of structure and no ground, then you won't be able to achieve nothing. Then you're just floating around and you're not doing really, you don't have an aligned path in life. So it's really about the integration of both of those energies. So first know, like, who are you most of it? And then you should then take very determined steps to bring in more of what you miss. So if you're a man and you have more of the masculine traits, you're very logic, rational, and you feel stuck somehow in life, then it's time to think about how and when and why should I bring in, why we already know because it's good, but how should I bring in more feminine traits? Not like a real feminine person, like not a woman. We're not talking about a woman, but feminine traits in me. Like, is there something that I'm avoiding? Is there something I'm afraid of regarding being open, more vulnerable, or creative, or more expansive, taking chances? Is there somewhere in me that I'm avoiding this, that I have blockage in this? And so do some introspection and see, are you blocked somehow regarding your feminine traits, and how can you bring that in? And what happens when you bring that in? Do you get nervous? Like, is it scary? Yeah, then you're on the right path. And the more you integrate the feminine traits into your already masculine world, the more aligned you will be and the more attractive you will be as a person. The same for you. For example, as a woman, if you have more of feminine traits, but you can also, of course, have more masculine traits. But let's take the example of more feminine. You're very open, adaptive, you're floating around, and you like to have fun, but it doesn't become that fun if you don't have structure and if you don't follow up on your plans, if you're not disciplined and have routine and just do your work. Then it's, that's not freedom, that's not fun after a while. So then you will need to look into yourself. What am I avoiding? Am I avoiding to just persevere and do the work in a disciplined way? And do I always avoid by the idea that I want to have fun, I want to be creative? So what am I avoiding? What is it stirring up in me to just be disciplined and eat well and just sort of be boring, one might think. But the thing is, when you're boring, when you're really taking care of yourself and you're getting your life together, then it becomes a lot more fun. So look into yourself, introspection, like, am I avoiding structure more, or like being grounded and taking care of myself? And what happens when I take that in? How can I take that in? How does my body react? Do I want to escape? Good, then you're on the right way. So this is the path. Know, like, where you have, what traits you have more of, what you lack, and then take in of the lack. So if you're the sky, you need to learn about the ground, earth. If you're earth, you need to learn about the sky, how to float. It's always fire and earth. It's fire and sky. It's always blue and red. You need to integrate it. That's where the recipe for a good life lays, and for a balanced life where we live healthy and we feel like we're nurturing ourselves and we're taking care of ourselves, but we're also pushing ourselves for expansion and new connections in a safe way because we're grounded and disciplined. So I hope this found you well, and that these thoughts like inspired you to take steps toward taking better care of yourself and feeling and living better aligned in your life. So I hope you take this with you. I believe that you do, and good luck on integrating these thoughts in you, and have a good day.